Hello guys, welcome to Dizzy Dino. Today we are talk about the journey of an iceberg over 8,500 km from Arctic Circle to the equator of an Earth. All this started in the year 1959 when a radio company called the Luxembourg challenged any and all listeners to transport 3 tons of ice from Arctic Circle all the way to mega hot conditions of Earth equator. But there was two major rules. First was that there could be no refrigeration, making the trip a tricky proposition. Second was that for every kilogram of ice that remained upon arrival at the equator, this challenger would receive 1 lakh francs, which is equal to around $16,000 in correct currency in today's time. If the trip was taken today, the big block of ice would have been worth around $48 million at the beginning of the company. And if we try to convert in Indian rupees, it says 3.3689. Well, I don't know what is E9 mean. Maybe the calculator broke. It was such huge amount of money. So, Radio Luxembourg thought that no one would attempt the challenge as it was nearly impossible in normal circumstances for a 3 ton of iceberg to, to survive through Sahara from Arctic to equator, a journey that would take many weeks. But as you know, there is always a man. So we have in our story too. One man stepped up and accepted. This man was Berger Natvik, the managing director of Norwegian insulation material company called Glassvat. He was confident that his company Glasswool Insulation could get the job done. If he win, then he will win a huge amount of money for his company. Natvik received a lot of attention. Radio Luxembourg heard about Natvik's too, but they were afraid and quickly retracted their offer. They were terrified by how much money they would lose. But as the Natvik have worked so much for that they decided to continue with their quest. Though they would no longer get any money, still the company would receive a huge amount of publicity. Or so it was decided. The ice and its entourages were set to travel all the way from Norwegian town of Mo i Rana to Libreville. The journey would take through many cities. We travel from some world's coldest region to some of hottest region of the planet. The people were not less than Avengers, so I will call them the Natvik Avengers assembled. The Natvik team was gathered. Natvik handled the job to Sivert Cleven, an expert engineer with excellent public relations skills. The team, or the Natvik Avengers, were composed of numerous drivers, workshop managers, and 2 film crew. The trip started getting huge media attention. Many companies around the world came forward to sponsor the journey. In total, his expenditure was financed from 8 countries including Shell, who provided the fuel, and Scania, who provided the truck. Cutting and 3 ton of ice block from mountain and placing it on truck seems impossible. So instead 200 kgs of ice block were cutted and lifted by helicopters to the starting point. They were then frozen together to form a solid block of ice weighing 3050 kg. The ice was placed in specially constructed containers and insulators with wool and 10-inch thick glass wool made from glass fiber. On 22nd February 1959, the trip began. In the beginning, the trip looked easy as temperatures were low, roads were good, and conditions were stable. At every big cities, crowds would gather, applaud, and watch as the news of journey spread across the world. So did the publicity. The team crew were quickly becoming very famous. When the team reached Paris, the police escorted the ice-carrying truck through the city's busy streets. The crew were even invited to dine with the mayor of Paris, but they couldn't. Upon reaching Marseille, it was time to leave Europe behind and enter the less or unfavorable conditions of Africa. For the rest of the journey, the team would largely be traveling through the scorching hot sands of Sahara Desert. In Mars Valley port, the entire truck along with ice was lifted on a boat which crossed them the ocean. After they arrived in Africa, the African stretch was a dangerous part of the journey. There was not only the risk of melting of ice because of hot temperature, but also the truck crew were at risk of death because parts of mega hot conditions were at war and many sections were full of guerrilla forces hiding in mountains. Those fighters were a huge threat. They might capture and kill the crew in a quest for publicity also. Because of this danger for some part of desert section, the crew were accompanied by French Foreign Legion who were stationed in the area at that time, the French Foreign Legion instructed the crew to drive for their lives and to stop as less as possible. What had started as a fun publicity stunthood became a fight for their survival. Even though the crew wanted to cross it as fast as possible, they were unable to do so. Large stretches of Sahara had no roads, so the crew simply had to drive through the sand, and because the truck was so heavy, it would regularly get stuck in the sand's depth. Every time this happened, the ice carrying team would spend hours digging at the sand to free the truck. In temperature of 50 degrees Celsius and with few resources and the threat of freedom fighters, it was an insanely dangerous mission. Small sections of ice were already beginning to melt, threatening the journey to be a complete failure. If the crew got stuck in the sand for a prolonged period of time, the ice might melt before completing its journey. During their journey, the crew met a tribe of nomadic Tuareg people who were riding on the back of camels. The crew offered water to the nomadic camels by opening up the container which was carrying ice. Lucky camels held themselves to drinking what was world's most expensive water or a precious liquid, which has already completed its traveled through thousands of kilometers from Norwegian glacier, which it once called its home. As the crew continued through the desert, they often slept in sleeping bags on the sand of Sahara, somehow managing to get out of this challenge. They were somehow succeeded in getting out from the inhospitable conditions of sand and get closer to their final destination of Gavon. Soon, they eventually and miraculously managed to reach their destination. 27 days after the departure, the crew and the remaining ice has reached Liver Valley. They were safe and they had completed their seemingly impossible journey. But the real question was, how much ice was left? The results were nothing sort of miracle. Upon starting, the block weighs around 3050 kg. Now, 28 days later, it weighs around 2714 kg. Only 336 kg of ice had melted, or only 11% of ice has disappeared. Though Radio Luxembourg withdrew the challenge and rewards, still the journey was a success. The ice was given to the people of Gabon who had never seen ice. For them, it was a blessing in disguise. And so, for the Nadvik, whose sales increased vigorously and is still today are known as famous Glava isolation. Thank you, guys. Thank you.